Hi everyone, Miki Jacobs here, Miki and Finnegan Jacobs. Welcome to Angel Chat. Thank you very much for joining in. 5 p.m. Pacific instead of 6, and it's already dark as it is. So, like I said a month ago, soon we're gonna have to put lights on me. So, let me see. You know my request is say hi, so I know I'm not talking to myself. Tell me who is here. Too much. Tell me who is here and tell us where you are viewing from. Let me see. Interesting topic today by, hello John. Oh, Jeannie, oh my God, I was just ready to say your name. Interesting topic for Jeannie, and Jeannie is there. Beautiful topic. Thank you so much, honey. A lot of very wise, I appreciate that. So yes, I agree with you. I believe a lot of people would benefit from today's information. Of course, this is one of those topics where you might want to stay open-minded, as all spiritual teaching are. Otherwise, nothing gonna sponge. You're gonna be too close-minded, and of course, spirituality at times requests open mind in order to kind of resonate with your own information. As you know, my teaching, I don't do anything but awaken your own memory. And what's resonate with you, meaning that is the truth. If it doesn't, you're not ready. Or just perhaps it doesn't. So let me see who is there. Michelle Herod. Is it Michelle? Yes, it is Michelle. I got my glasses today. I'm not sure I heard from you before, Michelle. Either way, thank you for joining Angel Chat. And see the dogs in the background. They're always around their mommy because I'm a crazy, insane mom. So thank you, Michelle, for joining in. I appreciate it. As you can see, Ladybug have a bone. So she always bring me a bone and toys and stuff. As long as they don't bring me dead animals, I'm okay with that. So thank you very much. Thank you, Michelle. All right, so of course we're going to talk about the influence of our ancestor, if you will, the one that's still on physical, on planet Earth, as well one that cross over, and if there is a connection between us meaning our soul, and then how can we tune in to the wisdom, and you know, a little bit bits and pieces of other topics. Hello, Fran. Hi, honey. It's good to have you here. I missed you, Fran. I hope you're well. Thank you. So we're going to touch the subject as well as other, let me see, we did session back, at 2014. I don't remember session of last week, Michelle, but I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you once again for joining in. Huh?
And send an air cable.
No, it's not here yet. No. It's not here. Lavon Reese is watching. I appreciate that. So are there connection between our ancestor and us? Of course, when it's come to the soul's perspective, we are all connected, very much so. Whether we call it ancestors or whether we call it just other souls. Of course, again, I'm talking from the perspective of the deeper picture of our soul, whether it is on planet Earth. Hello, Lavan, thank you. So yes, there is indeed connection between our ancestors. So the family that we incarnate into, of course, the soul incarnate to, is very much governed as it's related to growth. Of course, everything has to do with growth. When we incarnate every lifetime to a different body, different personality, we bring previous weaknesses that we were unable to overcome from previous lifetimes. So it's very, very, as you know, my teaching, I use the phrase very detail-oriented when we plan yet another incarnation. So as to the specific family we incarnate, which we often repeat, family, meaning the souls of the immediate family, you know, very much repeat throughout the lifetimes. Usually our families are within what I refer to, what Spirit refer to in their teaching for me, is that within our soul groups. For those of you that are familiar with my teaching, we grow with clusters of souls, which usually are about 8 to about 15 or 20 souls, which we kind of, our soul members consider our soul mates, if you will, and we kind of grow, the spirit will divide into clusters. Is that mean we do not have connection to other souls and other clusters? Of course we do, which why I started today teaching with using the phrase that we are all one when it's come to soul, with one main goal is to grow and express more of God within us, if you will, via planet Earth. Of course we do that in other dimension. Either way, usually when we incarnate into a specific family on each incarnation, this is very much designed by the soul. Those usually our soulmates from our immediate cluster. So, of course, I'm not talking just this life, I'm talking previous lives in hundreds of even thousands of lifetimes. So yes, and therefore there is connection to our ancestors. In a way that the souls again are very much connected, specifically if it's from a same cluster or same soul group, if you will. So in that case, in that concept, if you will, then the ancestors that are no longer on planet Earth, meaning still in the spirit world, very much govern our life, very much guiding our life when one of us is here on planet Earth. So yes, there is a direct connection. Of course, our soulmates, again, soul group or souls which whom we incarnate into planet Earth, that remain in the spirit world, which is quite common, that some of the group often incarnate into planet Earth, what other member of the souls remain in the spirit world in order to help there, and then in the next incarnation we kind of switch, where the one that was in planet Earth remain in the spirit world and other enter to planet Earth in order to make life easy. Not easy with no problem or challenges, which that inevitable in the sake of growth. Easy when it's come to provide more guidance, provide more protection, provide more support. In addition to, of course, angel and spirit guide and other light being. So the ancestor which whom we at one point share life, previous life, and if they remain in the spirit world, very much influential, very much involved in our lives. As to how we tune into that wisdom of the ancestors, in the same way you would tune into any wisdom of any energy even of people that on planet Earth, certainly energy of souls in the spirit world. You need to make sure you are nice and open, meaning you are spiritually aware. The more, let me see who is here. Hello, Mary. Hello, honey. Thank you for joining here. I appreciate it. So the more spiritual you are, now of course that is a big umbrella name, spiritual. You know by now that my teaching, the more spiritual, the more you are able to detach from your hardship, from your challenges, the more you are able to view your day-to-day life or your daily life via the perspective of the soul, meaning opportunity for growth. When you look at it that way, you're more open, you embrace what life brings your way. You being spiritual as well, meaning that you are learning to calm the mind, quiet the mind, whether you do it via meditation, whether you do it via technique that work for you. It's very personal how we're able to quiet the mind, and everyone is good with that different ways. Either way, once we establish more spiritual lifestyle, as I call it, which include all those things, we are able to clear up the channel that kind of open up to spirit, if you will, literally from the crown chakra. The more open, the less cluttered the channel is to the spirit world, like me in a reading. The more I keep my ground, the more grounded I am, the more spiritual I am, the more I watch my body and my soul and my spirit, the clearer channeling are in a reading. I don't come and just expect to channel without somewhat of a spiritual lifestyle, of course, short from perfect, which none of us are. So the same thing, the more open you are, the more you're able to be aware of the wisdom of our ancestors, their guidance, their wisdom, as it relates specifically to you, which why I say there is connection energetically and otherwise between each one of us ancestors and us. They are also very aware of each of our incarnation on planet Earth. They're aware because we all aware of one another, certainly in spirit, even on planet Earth, underneath the seemingly different body and life, we are indeed all one. So we each aware of each other plan and lesson and weaknesses that we brought forward from previous life that the soul must rise above in order to continue to grow. So we have very tailored and specific help to each one of us individually as it's related to our own ancestor as well as collectively. Also, some of our ancestors, if you will, kind of carved the path for certain cultures or certain rules, and if you happen to incarnate into, that's also part of their wisdom that's already set the way, if you will, as the time as the life unfolds. Even that provide growth and provide wisdom. So it's very much well organized as to who your ancestor is. It's interesting that our ancestors' souls are very much like us, to look into it, if you will, and kind of either, if it's possible to know who they are, go back to your roots, if you will, and maybe call them on name. It's the same thing as if you call on your spirit guide. It's no different. As for, I believe, what Jeannie, or Jeannie as I call her, Jeannie was asking if we can take some of their karma. So that's a little bit different, because karma, again, for those of you that karma is being thrown out there and the word can be misunderstood. So karma means that if on planet Earth, usually karma, although doesn't only bound for planet Earth, but of course we're talking about the physical life on this dimension. Maybe next life I'll teach from another planet or something. But karma means that if the personality, of course, the ego, where negativity originate, and even that is designed for, of course, growth. If we do harm in any level, from a very little harm to very ultimate harm, which of course taking someone else's life. So when a person do that, what's happened in the auric field of the soul, you have come of imbalance, if you will, of negativity. And as long as there is imbalance via the negative act, of course, the more severe, the more imbalance it is. And the more imbalance within the soul is, it's prevent the soul the opportunity to continue to grow, which is the only reason why we are here. The only reason why we exist, if you will, knowing that we are part of the Creator and try to use different ways, whether it is planet Earth, once again, other dimension, as well as in between lives, is to express more of Him, to be more of Him. Him refer to God as energy, of course, that force that created us. So if the soul is off by negativity due to the personality act, if you will, it's need to be balanced. And that is exactly what karma is. Now, how is it balanced? It's balanced either the same lifetimes, meaning the soul gonna have to create the same level of imbalance. If someone did something harm, then something harm would have to come to us in order to balance it. Sometimes karma including the next lifetime. It's all has to do with growth. It's all have to do behind the scene. It's have nothing to do with us. And karma, certainly nothing to do with God, of course, because a lot of people connect karma to punishment. There is never punishment. There are rules, there are very strict fairness, and there's always consequences, but it's not God. God is not involved in that. God just put the law, if you will. So karma means that if it's not balanced, the soul have to balance it by kind of paying back or carry... or carry the consequences, and then that where it's balanced or become even again. If the next life, the karma continue to be imbalanced, then again, it have to be balanced until we grow, until we learn, and until we don't have that imbalance anymore, Hello, Matthew. Hello, honey. Until we don't have that imbalance anymore, meaning we're becoming more aware of our consequences and perhaps stick with positivity, not negative, and then the soul can continue to accelerate growth because there's no more imbalance, if you will. So karma, I know I went a little bit detour to explain what karma is, then therefore karma is very personal to the soul itself. So no, we cannot carry the karma of ancestor of anyone else. If Miki did something and I have to pay the consequences, I here, but me, the soul, then no one else can carry. I cannot pay someone and say, honey, can you carry my karma for me? It just doesn't go like that. Karma is very personal because it has to do with the specific soul growth. However, ancestors, specifically ancestors, because they're very wise and they're very obviously, there is a lot of wisdom, you know, they can get involved within the karma payback, if you will. Meaning, if I did something harmful, for whatever it is, and therefore I need to experience that harm myself in order to balance the karma, if you will, then an ancestor or any other soul can sign to help the soul to balance their karma. This is just the love that we all share between us among the soul in the spirit world, and it's very much agreed upon. Remember, I'm teaching here the perspective of soul, not a human being. It's completely different, of course. So indeed, when we pay karma back, when we have to balance negative circumstances or experiences, obviously there is another soul that have to be involved, or another human being which obviously operate by another soul, but that's very much designed for both soul growth. It's never one side growth, it's always have to be both side growth. Even if a soul help another soul to balance karma, that soul also grow, also learn by helping another soul. So the only connection there is of the ancestor and karma is that they can help us, first help us inspire not to do that, so not to accumulate negative karma to begin with, but they can get involved within the process of paying back or balancing the karma. So in that respect, it is connected. But over the years, with my asking, obviously channeling spirit over the years, I have never heard that we can give our karma to someone else because it's very personal. And no soul ever would use an opportunity for growth because it's defeat the purpose as to why we're here to begin with. So in a weird way, really, although it sounds to us very severe when people kill people, and unfortunately nowadays there are plenty of that. In a deeper perspective, in the deeper picture of souls, if you will, then there is very much an opportunity for growth there for the soul, specifically if it's a soul that every time enter to planet Earth and fail, meaning the ego is just take over for whatever reason, jealousy, anger. I mean, there's a million reasons why people harm others, but in a bigger picture, as everything else in spirituality, nothing is for vain. No one died for vain. Nothing just happened to us, even if it's appear very much as an accident. So everything is organized, and everything has to do with the soul's for growth. This is the only reason, once again, as to why that whole concept exists. So, so for Jeannie that watching with that lovely viewer topic, then no, we cannot take their karma because it's just not for that. Who is this? Oh, hello, Dawn. Hello, Dawn. Thank you very much for joining in. I don't think I've never seen you watching us, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So that's basically kind of what it is. Of course, if you are interested more on learning about it, then learn about it. Our ancestors very much love it because the more we learn, it's kind of like when you believe in angels or when you feed the concept of angel, buy books about angel, go to event about angel, buy jewelry of angels. They very much like it because souls, angels, or any other light being, our ancestors as well as their ascended masters, very much like to be engaged with them. It's the same thing as if I call my mom in Israel, she'll be happy to hear me calling her. The same thing, not different. So perhaps you can learn a little bit more. And certainly, of course, that without say, is go back to grow spiritually, do kind of like research information, who they are. Maybe you can get name, where you can get their origin, call on them. You don't need a name to call spirit, but that sometimes helps. That's make things kind of more personal, if you will, as well as do the aim to have a spiritual lifestyle in order to be open. Otherwise, if you're too busy with life, thinking, worry, and on you go about life without detaching yourself a little bit, you will not hear nobody, not your ancestor. You wouldn't be able to access any wisdom of no one in the spirit world. You wouldn't be able to access your departed loved one. You would miss signs. Everything go back as us follow what we're supposed to do here is grow spiritually, learn from our experiences, and frankly align ourselves with our higher self, which is the soul within the body, as well externally of us, meaning spirit that accompany us. So I hope that helped, Jeannie. Email me, tell me if I did good, Jeannie, and if there is something that I missed, please always feel free to email, and I would be happy to answer the question. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you taking your time. As always, there are still more interesting topics on the queue. So go ahead and send it to me, and I'll be happy to include them. Let me see. I love you too, Jeannie. I gotta come. I'm gonna come up north, probably February, so I'll see you again. You beautiful person. Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you next time. Look for the newsletter Facebook too, where I usually announce the next angel chat, and I would see you then. I love you all. Thank you very much. Hold on. Bye from Ladybug. Bye.
And Lush.
And Eilish. Hold on, let me get Eilish for you. Come on, Eilish. Here's Eilish. Bye. Let me see who is that. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. See you next time. Bye. Take care, guys. Good night.